Number 44. A section of a boardwalk is made using 15 boards. Each board is 9 1/4 inches wide. The total width of the section is 144 inches. The spacing between each board is equal. What is the width of the spacing between each board? So for a question like this, we're going to first want to highlight all of our numbers. So 15 boards, each board is 9 1/4 inches wide, and the total width of the section is 144 inches. The question they're asking us to answer is, what is the width of the spacing between each board? So for something like this, we're going to want to draw a picture. I have a little rectangle here that represents the board, and I'm just going to make 15 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, these are my 15 boards, and we're going to line them up. I'm going to try to keep them equal spacing away from each other so we can see what this question is actually asking us. So the boards are not touching. There is a little space in between each of them. And that is what the question is telling us. Okay, almost there. All right, this is not perfect, but this will be good enough. All right. So what they're saying is the entire boardwalk, the whole thing, is 144 inches. Just one of them is 9 1/4 inches. And they want to know how much space is in between the boards. So there are quite a few steps for this problem. The first thing that we want to do is we want to figure out how much of the 144 inches is taken up by the boards themselves. So the first thing we need to do is 15 times 9 1/4, and that will give us the boards. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my mixed number into an improper fraction. Add. This is going to turn into 15 times 4 times 9 plus 1, all of that over 4. And this is going to be 15 times 37 fourths. And then we do want to change our whole number into a fraction as well. So this is going to be 15 wholes. Now we're going to multiply. So 15 times 37 over 1 times 4. That gives me a pretty big number. 15 times 37 is 555 over 1 times 4, which is 4. Okay, so this number, this is the boards. Now I need to figure out how much space is left over for just the gaps in between all of these gaps. Okay, and the way that I do that is I need to take need to take 144 minus that space I got for the boards. And so I'm gonna need to change my whole number to a fraction. And then I'm going to find common denominators. And the best way to do that is to just multiply this first one by 4 on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to get a new problem that looks like this. I think I'm going to move all of this over here. So I get 576 over 4 minus 555 over 4. My denominators stay the same all the way across. So this is 4. And I get 21/4. And this is my gap. All of my gaps put together. Let's say gap total. But I think this question wants the width of the spacing between each board, so they just want one gap. Let's see how many gaps we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I need to divide my gap total divided by 14. And we're going to make this into a fraction. And so when we're dividing, we first need to change division into multiplication, and then we need to flip our second fraction. So 21/4 stays the same. Division changes to multiplication, and we flip our second fraction. Okay, so this turns into 21 times 1 over 4 times 14. And if we wanted to simplify this before we did the multiplication, we could divide. I see that I can divide this by 7, and I can also divide this by 7. So that would reduce this down to 21 divided by 7 is 3, so 3 times 1. And then 14 divided by 7 is 2, so that gives me 3 times 1 on top, which is 3, 4 times 2 on the bottom, which is 8. So the width between each board is 3/8 of an inch.